Girls and boys, it's risky to put yourself out there in today's dating world. You should learn to recognize the characteristics associated with men of poor value. All humans have value mainly because of the contributions we make, not because of who we are. Welcome to the Luxury Syndicate, where we embark on an exquisite journey to the heart of the luxurious world and share valuable financial life advice as well as entrepreneurial insights. In this video, we will help you spot and avoid a low-value man. Number 1. He criticizes the world. You can tell when they're hurt when they're angry. They presumably experience a lot of trauma as children, but they are beyond rescuing because of the decisions they've made and their refusal to quit digging themselves further into the pit they call life. The world is in chaos because of low-value men. Men of high worth provide order to the world. Men who lack value are enraged by everyone. They are upset with women who ignore them, and they are enraged by gold diggers despite the fact that they have no gold of their own. These people are upset at the successful and wealthy for their success and wealth, but hey, you can never become what you despise. Number 2. They're abusive and arrogant. A low-value, rude, and stubborn man demonstrates a variety of unfavorable traits that makes him a challenging and potentially dangerous companion. Instead of using his head, which he is capable of doing, he abuses others physically by using his enormous bulk. Sometimes he controls and intimidates his partner by using verbal or emotional abuse. He might have a history of employing force or a pattern of deceit to achieve his goals. His opinion of women is so demeaning, and these men beat their girlfriends or wives because they lack the self-control to contain their rage. Number 3. He never spends money on himself. They squander all of their money, which is why you often see these people living on borrowed time or paycheck to paycheck. They lack value since they don't make the necessary investments to boost their worth. They don't spend money on skill development or education. They don't make any investments in their relationships, their image, or their health either. Number 4. He lives in a fantasy world. To escape, he misuses drugs or other substances. He runs away to imaginary or virtual universes where his worth can be different. He plays video games for hours at a time or pretends to be a superpowered ninja in his bedroom to flee from his miserable reality. Number 5. He is always ungrateful. Low-value males have a victim mentality. Whatever occurs in his life, it is never his fault. He does nothing to make his life better, but still whines about not having a girlfriend. For some reason, he believes he can conjure one through magic in some way. Being around them makes you feel uneasy. They're not enjoyable to be around because they're miserable, and people's misery spread easily. Number 6. They are extra jealous and deceptive. Low-value men feel practically entitled to other people's time and are always seeking it out to further their own interests. Due to their insecurities, they will attempt to make others feel inferior so that they will at least feel they're on the same footing. Low-value men only attempt to undermine others in order to elevate themselves. They will steal from their buddies, cheat them, and lie to them. They are envious of what other people possess and are jealous and resentful of others' success instead of being encouraged by them. They are not deserving of your time, so don't give them that because your time is valuable. Number 7. He chooses to be surrounded by his bad influence friends. If everyone is on the same level, no one will feel as though their life has been a failure. Every time you share your future plans and ambitions with them or mention your desire for more out of life, you can tell they are low value because they try to drag you down to their level. These are all simply variations of the same low-value person. During their entire lives, they have been absolutely aimless. It's funny how even though everyone is aware that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, they nevertheless choose to associate with low-value individuals. Number 8. They are unmotivated and lazy. You see them staying stagnant in life while wasting money on drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes, and acting like it's a life or death scenario. Low-value men are masters at idling their time and putting things off. Even when opportunity is handed to them on a silver platter, they mess things up. Someone secures them respectable work, but when they don't accomplish the basic minimum, they make it look bad for the person who helped them acquire the job. Number 9. He can't catch a break. The low-value individual believes that his bad luck continues. The low-value man, you see, is constantly chasing but never catching. You always hear people talking about how they're going to become lucky. Well, I hope their luck arrives sooner. They all believe they will become millionaires one day, but for the time being, they need to borrow money just to pay for gas. Real luck comes across you at work. You get luckier the harder you work. Number 10. Controlling. If you don't give yourself up for low-value males, they'll become irate. Some men are so self-centered that they think everything should be done for them. This is the manifestation chick's toxic male counterpart. These low-value men believe that if they can't have you, then no one else can. They desperately want to feel any form of authority because they are so low on the social scale, and they both share a sense of hopelessness and insecurity. Their anxieties tend to explode when they are exposed. Their way of life is infected by their parasitic behavior, making them manipulative and emotionally abusive. They have never sought counseling or even attempted to fix themselves. Number 11. Stuck where he first started. The low-value man merely matures. He does not change. He continues to act in the same way since that's all he's capable of. In other instances, he has even served jail time, but as soon as he is released, he resumes his old routines. The low-value man consistently exhibits mediocrity. He will be there where you last left him, which was 10 years ago. These guys frequently identify as Tony Montana, Tony Soprano, or Michael Corleone, and are mafia movie freaks. The worth of a man depends on his capacity to control his own destiny. You must not let time slip by because it will pass quickly. It's your fault if 5 years from now you're still struggling with the same issues. Number 12. He has low IQ and low EQ. These low-value men are always the plus one and are never specifically invited anywhere. They are not good company. They have a gray personality, a shoestring emotional intelligence, and a rock-like IQ. You belong to the bottom 16% of the population if your IQ is below 85. Folks, if he has that level of mental and emotional intelligence, you should think twice about having children with him. But don't get me wrong, intelligence isn't everything either. It is more important to have a strong personality, emotional intelligence, and empathy than it is to be able to solve complicated puzzles. Number 13. Someone who is not a good father to his kids. Because of this, society despises them. In addition to being unable to care for their child, they have made it impossible for a woman to start a family in the future without facing numerous difficulties. Men of low worth give birth to children and then abandon them. They're not responsible for raising their kids. You decided not to use a condom when having intercourse. They've never had a good father to show them what it means to be a man, how to defend and provide for others, how to discover your identity, and how to work hard to make something of yourself. Because he didn't learn how to be one, the cycle continues with them. Nobody is advising people to stay in unhappy marriages, but if you as a guy decide to leave, you're still responsible for your child. Number 14. Earners of the bottom 25%. Folks, the truth is that men are rated on the social ladder according to their wealth and position. It's a result of the way society evaluates influence. One will gain value as they become more valuable. If your finances are shady and you're unable to come out into the open, it doesn't matter whether you are among the top 10% of earners. You can't play the game of life if you're in jail, and you can't take pride in your employment. No matter what you tell yourself at night, even if you win the money game, you're still a loser since you couldn't accomplish it without lying. Whatever they do, everyone appreciates someone who is at work. And before some of you congratulate yourselves, you're not eligible if you receive money from illicit activity. Number 15. A man who is weak mentally and physically. Well, there isn't much to like about most women. Most guys hate everyone for not liking them just the way they are. You don't become a low-value man by accident, laziness, or choice. You have to work at it. Data shows that women rank males differently from men than vice versa. On the basis of physical attractiveness alone, only 0.3% are deemed to be the most attractive. When you flip the coin, you find that half the men are viewed as less handsome because they aren't even trying, whereas men rank women with a proper bell curve. Your body and health are reflections of who you are. Physically and psychologically frail guys are of low value. Genetics play no role in this. Your work is the only factor. You don't have to be the most attractive man in the world by traditional measures to raise your marketability if you exercise, maintain a clean, healthy body, dress nicely, and work on your personality. If you watch this video because you're stuck with a low-worth man, I want to tell you how important it is to have a clear idea of what you want in a partner and what you cannot tolerate. We'd appreciate you subscribing to see more about fine living and luxurious life inspirations. This is the Luxury Syndicate. We'll see you on our next travel.